How are you doing, everyone? It's me, TheDomotaku, and it's good to be back, guys. School's over, classes are over, and now I can fully talk about all the anime that I've missed out on, which is Izetta episodes 10 through 12, and the finale, which I thought it was going for 13 to be honest, but 12 instead. The regular, regular number. I'm trying to fix my thing here. So it's been a while since I uploaded a video, but we have Izetta to talk about, and I know a lot of people have been talking about Izetta. I feel like the last video I did was like episode 8 through 9 because I missed 2 weeks worth and I did it in one episode, and here I have 3 worth of episodes to talk about, but I'm not going to talk a lot about episodes 10 through 11. We're going to talk about 12 because they literally went with the last witch of Izetta, right? You know, so I'll give a brief thing what I missed out on episode 11 through 12. So basically, or 10 through 11. So basically, yes, you know, after episode 9, I thought like, oh great, they lost the war, and you know, they have like Sophie the witch, and like there's no way they could beat her somehow, right? But then instead they have the actual half of the magic stone, which allowed Izetta to fight on equal terms to Sophie. So I was like, okay, they have a way to sort of fight Sophie, but now how do they defeat her is the king, because you know, even if they have unlimited magic and whatnot, that thing was killing Izetta, and I swear, like episode 11 always, they have that little scene where everyone ships Izetta and Fine. It's all the same, you know, I dig that, so why not? So the actual fight with Sophie and Izetta, I thought that it was really, you know, well, I thought it was okay, it was really good, and the way they beat Sophie was, you know, it's sort of like a way that I don't think they'll do, but it's possible. So the way Izetta plans to beat Sophie is to absorb all the magic in the world and use it against her. Now, this was such a hefty cost, and I didn't think about that idea because, you know, usually you try to think of a plan that doesn't involve like your best friend dying or like, you know, having some casualties in the end, right? Or, you know, in doing so. And that's why in episode 11 there's a small scene where, you know, Fine and Izetta are on the broom having their little romantic moment on the mountains. And they discuss this as like, okay, you know, my plan to beat, or, you know, in doing this fight, I'm probably gonna die, so I want you to give me your order to fight as your witch. Fine is like, oh man, does Izetta really die here? Now, in thinking about this plan, it's like probably the only way for Izetta to win. And because it also solves the problem of the United States of Atlanta or whatever, or the USA, on how they're afraid of magic and Izetta and Sophie, and like how will they, you know, if they have Izetta, she's probably gonna be the strongest in the world, how do we defeat her? It's like, here it is, you absorb all the magic in the world in the ley lines, and Izetta becomes the last witch, right? And that's basically it, there's no more magic in the world, and she probably dies in the fight. It's like, that's pretty good. But no, I don't want Izetta to die. Izetta's awesome, I didn't want her to die, but you know, if they had to do it for the sake of winning this war, then I guess. And she's okay with it, to be honest. This is all Izetta's plan. She doesn't really, you know, as long as she can make Fine happy and, you know, like, fulfill their promise, it's all good, right? And I was like, that's what I was doing. It's like, okay, fine. If they have to do it, they have to do it. So yeah, the fight with Sophie and Fine, or not Sophie and Izetta was really cool, and in the end she did her little plan thing where she absorbed every single magic in the world, and supposedly there's a huge explosion that everyone sees, and as a result of that, then there's no more magic in the world, and the United States of Atlanta, the Allies, converge on Germania, and of course, history, we all know what happened. The war's over. It is, and you know, it's a brief time where, you know, okay, the war is over. What now, right? What now? So Fine and the rest of the crew are all doing fine. It sucks that one dude, I think his name is Berkman. No, that's not his Berkman. The spy dude, he died because he saw Jonas or whatever. But that's another thing. But yeah, so the war's over. The war's over. You know, things are going whatever with whatever. And to be honest, and then they do a little time skip where it's like, you know, we finished this war 3 years later, do you think there'll be more wars, or do you think that it's over? Like, no, it's never over, because there'll probably be another war in the future or something like that. So Fine will keep on fighting and whatnot, and that's just like, you know, as much as that's, I hate to say that, that's basically true, because you can't stop everything in the world. And you know, Fine kept fighting. they totally made it look like Izetta died, but in the end, you have the 3-year time skip. And I was wondering, like, why 3-year time skip? Maybe you see Fine walking in the forest, and I immediately knew that it was like, okay, this is the place where she met Izetta, and it's 3 years later, she's probably dead, and she's just there to, like, you know, mourn her, like, grave or something, right? But no, she goes to a house by the lake where she met Izetta, I'm assuming, and in the house is the maid, and Izetta in a wheelchair, and then they come and meet after 3 years later, or like, I don't know what the heck they're, you know, why they show 3 years later or something like that, but yeah, Izetta's alive, she's in a wheelchair, she technically was the last witch, being like, you know, the last one to use magic of the world or whatever, and, you know, Fine came to see her, so it's still possible for Fine and Izetta to be a thing, but, you know, the series ends there. It did, so, as in the end, guys, this was an okay series. I really like the series. You know, a lot of people, like, you know, a lot of people thought there could be like a second season to this show, or it's like, you know, if they don't resolve this battle by the end of 13 or episode 13, or I thought this was seriously going for 13 episodes. That's why I saw somewhere, but no, it went for 12. Interestingly enough. Okay, so yeah, 12 episodes basic, but you know, it was okay. Like in the beginning, if you saw all my videos, you see like, okay, this is pretty strangely structured nicely and whatnot, and in the end, maybe the introduction of Sophie kind of rushed it a bit, but they resolved it in the end, and it made sense. You know, they really found a way to resolve everything in just one go, just like absorb all the magic in the world, done, right? That's like, okay, that does work. And in the end, you know, you have this 3-year time skip. You have Izetta alive. Izetta's alive. She's in a wheelchair. Fine's alive, still probably princess or archduchess, and you know, you have that one Germanian spy, his name is Berkman, he's alive in the US, I think that was US, so, yeah, that's basically it. We're probably not going to be seeing a second season of this show, because unless it involves another, like, there's no more magic in the world whatsoever. This series is done for, or not done, like, done for is dead, but it's over, there's no more to it, there can't be any more unless they introduce magic once again. Somewhere in the world. No, Izetta absorbed all the magic in the world, so no more witches, no magic, done. She's alive and living well in the forest or the cottage where she met Fine. Happy endings all around. Yes, so I still need to make that video for IQ. Anyways, that's it for, so this series, I enjoyed it quite a lot. I really did. I thought it was going for much longer than this, like just maybe one more episode left, you know, like not the 12 as I'm used to, but you know, it's fine. Surprisingly enough, this is one of the series I thought was proceeding like really structured greatly, and I thought, like, wow, this is, the pacing of the episode is really great. Towards the end, it might be a little bit less than before, but in the end, they did resolve. They were able to resolve it in 12 episodes, which I thought was pretty okay, and I you know, they found a way to do that, and that was it. And overall, it's not like super up there. I mean, the fights with Izetta and the fights involving magic, I thought they were pretty cool to see. And Izetta and Fine, you know, they were like the two main, like, you know, you could just put a thing right here and you could just have all the shipping and whatnot, or you know, the pairs and whatnot, and just go with it. I really like these two characters, and you know, it's in the end, I was super happy to see that Izetta's alive. She's in a wheelchair, but in the end, she really was the last witch of the series, which I also like that little detail they did there. You know, she would absorb all the magic in the world. Sophie died because her body was filled with magic, and Izetta really was the last witch, and then now there's no magic in the world, she was still the last witch. So, you know, minor details, but that still made me like the thing a little bit more because the title made sense, you know. Another one that I'm trying to think of an example of, I can't really, School Live, the School Live Club, of course, that makes sense. But yeah, in the end, I liked it, and now that it's done, I have a lot more to expect for next season. Yes, next season. Let's go with that. Anyways, guys, thank you guys for watching this video. Hope you guys enjoyed. Like the video. If you liked Izetta, the last witch, which she really was the last witch, and leave in the comment section below. Do you guys enjoy the series? You know, did you want more from the series, like 13 episodes or season 2, if there was possibly one? Or, you know, did you want to see more Fine and Izetta? Because I'm sure a lot of people really did too, including me. You know, I'll give it that. Including me, I wanted to see a little bit more of these two, but you know, that's on the down low. So yes, I'll see you guys on the next video on the Domotaku. just the Domotaku channel. I was about to say the Domotaku anime channel. I need to get used to that. Anyways, stay tuned for new anime series and more videos coming up because I'm done with school. Hallelujah. No more classes to worry about. I am a free domo and feel free to rain hell on videos and whatnot. So I'll see you guys around. Take care, guys, and matane.